Hello, welcome to another episode of Arrested Recreation. Today we are at Vandyz Offroad Park in Stedham, Missouri. We have yet another episode where I forgot I need to be a host while I'm video recording. So we are trying out voiceover today. We showed up on the last day of a 3-day event, which has churned up a lot of dirt and dust. I'm barely able to keep up with the cars for all the dust, and we do not keep track of them through the footage. This is the old motocross part of the park. There are a lot of dirt trails going in all kinds of directions through the trees. The dust just kind of hangs in the air through these trees. We're rounding the corner here to the tabletop. Dust still in the air, but then when you got two rally cars running 30 miles an hour, you can't avoid a dust storm. I'm just taking it easy in the Jeep. I don't have any doors or top on it, so every bit of dust we're choking on at the moment. The mud hole off to the right there was the same one that I drowned my Jeep in a year and a half ago. The whole reason for that 4.3 being in it. I can tell by the way the cars are parked that something's going on. And then we got Mike walking over to us.
Do you want to try and jump that?
My wife thinks we ought to take the Jeep for a jump. That's not going to happen. And here we go, my co-host, Mike Midkiff, getting ready to go airborne. Yeah, we're not doing that with the Jeep.
No, rough.
Oh! Man down!
You just fucking ruined your number. Holy shit. Oh, you ruined your fucking radiator support, too. Oh, that was way too fast. Holy shit.
Yeah.
We'll be able to.
Oh, yeah, that's ruined it.
The fuck is that?
That's
dirt.
dirt.
Oh yeah.
I didn't fucking ruin it. We just need to clearance it.
Yep. Nothing a sledgehammer and a porta power won't fix.
Oh, and I was thinking a chain and a Jeep over there, and we're gonna go some more.
We can do it right here, right now, if you want. I got a strap. In the
Okay.
Jeep.
Yeah.
Got a Jeep?
Let me see how much we got to pull here. Ooh. Yeah. You got a hook on the end of it? Oh, no, that's not gonna do it. We're gonna break that. We're gonna break that. I'm telling you now, we're gonna break that. We need to get on the bottom of my fucking bumper, which is pretty heavy down there, and yeah, it's gonna take a good hard jerk. Yeah, the problem in the short term is that the fucking alternator belt's sawing through the fan. And it looks like a timing belt's probably also sawing through the fan. Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. We got a trucker's chain in the back of my truck over there.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, like I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm relatively prepared for this. Everything that's broken can either be removed or broken.
Radiator, okay?
Yeah, it's kind of twisted, but it's not leaking. We need to get the fans off the fucking belts in the short term. And if I had a 12 millimeter wrench, I'd probably just go ahead and fucking pull this. Can you run back over the truck and get my black toolbox?
During the repair work, I was a better mechanic and friend than I was a cameraman. It didn't take much. It wasn't anything too dramatic, just a couple of light bumps with the Jeep. Mike is in the 333 car, and his son Eben is in the 33 car. We are heading to the other side of the park where the rock crawling and hill climb stuff is at. It's not quite as dusty up in the tree line, partly because of the shade and partly because everybody's moving a little bit slower. We're zigzagging our way through the trees along the top of the ridgeline. As we weave through the trees, we are getting closer to the first downhill descent. I believe we are coming up on the steepest of them on this side. It looks like Mike has found the beginning of the downhill section. We have found the beginning of the first drop off. We go down to scout it out, and I hang behind to get some video and hit the wrong button on my camera. Being a cameraman can be tricky sometimes, remembering to push buttons and whatnot. I didn't get any footage of Mike's descent, but I got plenty of footage of my future trip. We are going down the right-hand side of this drop, which has the steepest end point. It's just a slight rutted trail here, a little off camber. Jeep has no problems with it. The rally cars don't seem to be having a whole lot of problem with it. This is getting into the steepest part of this side. They get progressively easier to the left of the shot, or to be to the west of the ravine. It's pretty cut up from trucks with big tires. Starting down the steeper part of it. Eben's being a little bit more selective of his pass. Doesn't have quite the clearance that the Jeep has. Having a little trouble on the rocks down there. It reminds me the next time I'm shooting video, I need to keep an eye on who's got cameras out and make sure that I can get the footage that they're getting. I just noticed that Mike is standing at the bottom of the hill, so he most likely has downhill descent from Eben, for Eben, and the downhill descent of my Jeep from an external view. Things to work on for the next episode.
I'll follow you all.
Here we are deciding which direction to go next. We're heading up the creek. This next bit of footage is a double pace, just to make it a little more interesting. It took some time for them to get their cars through the creek bottom. They're still getting around better and driving through more than I ever thought that you could get a little Subaru to go through. And you can see that they're tackling some pretty rough areas. Spitting rocks out from behind them. And of course the Jeep just goes up at all effortlessly. This is a really fun part of the park. You got uphill climbs on either side of this ravine. You got a couple of waterfall climbs. He has that big fire pit down there for evening time. Your tale that they roast marshmallows and stuff like that. Second, the easiest ways back up out of the ravine. You just gotta be choosy of the path you take at the top. You can tell Eben's being choosy about the path he takes right now. He took the easier way. Not that the way I took was extremely difficult. Here we are, a nice little scenic drive through the woods, trying to catch back up to, I guess I'm waiting on them to catch up to me. Everybody's behind me at this point. I'm playing the leader, trying to pick paths that I think their cars will get down, but be a little bit challenging at the same time. You can see nothing's too terribly difficult out here, or at least not at this point in the park. There's always easy trails to get around the hard stuff. And if you break your vehicle, they have the deuce and a half that they can pull you out with. Here Mike's trying to do a little bit of technical rock crawling.
Right there behind us still.
He had to take a little bit different path than he originally tried, but he's making it through there. And here's more footage that I actually failed to capture. Not sure where it is. And here comes the hunt party.
Oh yeah.
Mike hops out for a quick check of damage from the boulder field, and then the hunting party shows up. Nobody can believe that we have Subarus this deep into the park.
Puke out of the overflow, we actually leaking. I know I crammed it into the ground pretty good right there, but I don't. Surely that didn't break the radiator if fucking it on the motocross jump did, right? Not full. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Cap on tight. Here's your problem. Oh, I see what's going on. It's
It hitting the hood?
no, it's hitting the freaking.
Oh,
The radiator support's pushing up. There. You wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it. I don't have pictures, so nobody's gonna believe me.
There'll be video to be found. Some of it's probably gonna find its way to Vandyz.
And we're off. The group of followers on the ATVs have returned back to from whence they came, and we are heading deeper into the park. Right after I try out this little, I don't want to call it rock crawling, run down this little shelf here, make my wife a little nervous. And then once I'm clear of that little rock field, Mike and Eben are gone like banshees. I believe the video at this part is sped up at twice speed as well. It really looks like we're moving, but we're just kind of creeping. Drive through the Missouri wilderness. One of the mud holes. If you ever find yourself out at Vandyz Park, the mud holes are deep. If you don't have 40-inch tires, stay out of them. They'll end up bringing that deuce and a half out to get you. Now we're working along the top of the ridge on the other side of the gully. Starting to transition from dirt to a little bit more rock. Take that back. We're still in quite a bit of dirt here. A little bit off camber. Eben lifting tires in the air. There's some pretty deep ruts right there. Oh, the GoPro doesn't do the angles that you're operating at a whole lot of justice. You could be way off camber and it doesn't really show too well. And once again, there should have been a camera set up ahead of time, catch him coming down the chute. That is pretty impressive, pretty off camber. I was trying to get it in screen. Never ceases to amaze me how well a Subaru will do out here. Yeah, all you people in your mall crawlers that think you can't manage something like this. If a Subaru can get around the off-road park, well then surely anything else you're driving can make it through there with a little bit of skill behind the wheel, that is. Don't be afraid to go get your vehicle dirty. Get some scratches in the paint. First one hurts the worst. Or once you blow your motor up and you hot rod it with a Chevy motor instead, that how the body looks and it isn't exactly your top of the list of things to worry about. And we're working our way over to the V notches. My wife and I are going to drive through these V notches first and attempt to get footage of the Subarus coming through here. Hey, it doesn't look steep, but that's one of those hills that's difficult to difficult to walk up. Here is Eben and his wife coming down the notch that I just came through. Wipers on, knocking all the dust off the windshield. That car was fairly clean before we got to the park. He gets to the bottom of the notch without issue. He's coming up the other side. That's going to pose a little bit of a challenge. Keep your tires on top of the big rocks. Keep enough throttle going to get you up the hill without spinning the tires. Or we're working over to the other side to get Mike's descent and try not to get ran over or fall down in the process. As you can tell, the camera doesn't do the grade justice. One thing when you're filming off-road activities, be sure to stay clear of the flying rocks. There's a boulder field and an uphill climb that Mike is looking at. I race around the other side to try to get out ahead of him and get some cool footage. My wife and I race through the woods to get to the other side. It's amusing watching the double time footage through them easy sections. I slow it down in the little more technical areas. Coming crossways across that creek, up the little shelf on the other side. Yeah. And the Jeep is always impressive. Factory, everything except tires. I'm running on a 33-inch tire instead of, I think they came stock with 30s. It is about as big of a tire as you can fit in that factory wheel well. They barely rub the fenders at max articulation. Somebody put that tree in my way. There's some bigger rocks showing. I know your rock jocks out in the mountains are laughing at this right now. It is a beautiful day for a drive through the Missouri wilderness. It's about 85 degrees today. And I get around there and I find that Mike has already beat me to the top of the hill. And then I get to editing and I discovered that I've lost footage of Eben's hill climb. It was rather impressive, but I guess you can't win them all, can you? Especially when you're just learning how to be a cameraman, a host, all at the same time. We're heading back towards the front of the park now. They're experiencing that little bit of a rock field I came across on the way up. Eben's having a little bit of difficulties. His car doesn't sit as high as Mike's car sits. I end up having to get out and help spot him around this mess. Throwing rocks out of the way. Rocks like that seemed like they were a lot lighter when I was in my 20s. Somehow everything got heavier the closer I got to 50. I'm not there yet. There. Skipped the little ledge that I came up, and now we're exploring new trail again. Trying to make the decision on which path to take. And then Mike decides to take the most difficult one he can find. You can't really see Mike's car up there through the trees. He's having a little bit of difficulty. Not as much as Eben's having. And if it looks like we're hauling butt, and once again, I've sped the footage up just to save you all the grief of watching 2 hours of us having fun instead of just 2 hours crammed into 40 minutes of us having fun. We're back on smooth trails, blazing our way back towards the front. We're at the top of the ridge line, at the spot the people at Vandyz like to call the white whale. Or the white elephant, I'm sorry. It's one of those two. And we're working our way back across the ridge line. Running some off camber, running through some ruts. We're heading back over to the steep side of the gully. And we're going to be coming down from the other direction. Still working our way over there. If you've been out to Vandyz, you know exactly where we're at. If you haven't ever been there, you should definitely go. It is worth the $10 a person per day for a good time. There's lots of trails, lots of paths. As you can tell, you can take almost anything out there and have fun with it. Eben's having a little difficulty on the rocks there. He ended up with a bent control arm in the rear on that side. I believe that's where it happened at. Next time we're out at the RV park, I will have stationary cameras set up ahead of time. And that way we can get more external footage. People can geek out on how the suspension's working. And it's less of just a point of view video that you're getting right now. Mike's down the hill scouting his path. I finally getting out ahead of him. And this is one of the few spots in this video where you'll have external footage of the cars working their way downhill. Shortly after I get done with this 3-point turn in the woods. Barely squeezed through there. At this point, Eben has scared his wife, and she is riding in the Jeep with me and my wife. I think her official reason was that the Jeep was a smoother ride. Oh, right there's where I drug a rock clear down the underbelly of the Jeep. Thank God for skid plates. My gas tank would have had it. Here's where we get actual footage of the cars doing their thing, other than from the Jeep's point of view. By this point in the park, Mike has ripped everything off of the exhaust from the downpipe back and is currently riding in the back seat of his car. Still just soldiering on. The car has a little care in the world. Look at the pretty rocks. I skipped over the part of me running down the hill to get this footage. It made me sick just trying to edit it. And here's the steepest part of that descent on this hillside. My first time out here, I was a little nervous about bringing the Jeep down this. The only one that's steeper has 2 waterfalls on your way down. Both cars are a little beat up at this point, but they're still soldiering on. Maybe you get a taste of how steep it actually is there. And here's everything the Jeep saw during that. In a spit up format. Here in a minute you get to see me look like Superman coming back up the hill. And yes, I'm as tired as I look by the time I get up there. Had to make sure the camera was still beeping. I didn't have to take the bypass. I was able to go straight down that ledge in the Jeep. You really gotta pick and choose your way through these rocks. You can tell it's a long ways down there though. And here I picked more fun of the two lines because I'm in a Jeep. I gotta show off every now and then. Even though them Subarus have nothing to be ashamed of. They've definitely gone further than I would have expected. Partly due to the talented driving skills of Mike and his son. We're deciding if we're going to go more or if we're going to head back to the top of the hill at this point. You know, after doing 40-something minutes of voiceover, I can guarantee I'm going to remember that I need to be a host and talk while I'm shooting the video. Those professional YouTubers make this all look pretty easy. They have mics, they have people to remind them to talk, and the editor's job's spend 4 hours watching 2 hours of videos to create 40 minutes of video when he's done. And to hopefully create something that looks halfway decent and is entertaining to everybody in the process. But as y'all are aware, that this is all a learning curve. Videos are getting better. I'm learning more about the editing process. The fact that I'm doing a voiceover on this is one of the big stepping stones. Now I can fix the stuff when I mess up. And we're making the climb up out of the valley, heading back up top towards the main entrance. Weaving our way through the woods as we go. Although this isn't intended to be an educational channel, I hope y'all can learn something from watching us. Maybe you learn what not to do. Maybe you learn that your vehicles are capable of doing more than what you think they are. And maybe you're capable of doing more than you think you can. You'll never know if you don't get out there and try. That's what this YouTube adventure is all about. Maybe I can entertain thousands. Maybe I can entertain the 5 current subscribers. Either way, I'm having fun doing this. It doesn't seem a whole lot like work, even though there's hours involved in it. it definitely beats pouring concrete every day. Working construction in general. It's a hard life. Partially what's paid for the fun I'm having right now. But ultimately, I hope that this YouTube channel will provide some sort of means to an end. If nothing else, if I'm entertaining you folks and never make a dime, I'll probably keep making videos just because it's fun. Mike made it through the mud hole. Eben didn't do so well. The battery on my GoPro dies before I can pull them out. Hi, welcome to my bedroom / editing studio, soundstage. Obviously the GoPro died on me. I didn't get the end of it. I didn't get the end scene that I wanted out at the park. So here I am, shooting the end scene. We spent 4 hours, 5 hours out at the park in total. Have 3 hours of video that I edited down to this 41-minute section, and learned how to do voiceover. I hope you all enjoy this video.